The sun dips below the ridge and the temperature drops fast. You feel it in your bones and the way your breath starts to mist in front of your face. Winter is coming and you have been walking since dawn, alone, searching for a place to hold your small band through the cold months ahead. Your legs ache. Your stomach is hollow. But you cannot stop yet. You spot a promising overhang ahead. A deep, dark opening in the limestone cliff, facing south. That is good. The sun will hit it all day, keeping the frost at bay. The ground rises gently toward it, not steep, easy to defend. Your eyes scan the mouth of the cave. It is wide enough for 3 adults to stand shoulder to shoulder, deep enough to hide a fire's glow from wandering eyes. But you stop at the entrance. You do not step inside. You know the rules. The first rule is never assume a cave is empty. The second rule is never forget the first rule. You have seen what happens to those who rush in. Broken ribs, torn flesh, a body dragged into the dark, never seen again. You stand still, listening. The wind whispers through the dry grass. A bird calls from somewhere behind you. But inside the cave, there is only silence. That silence could mean emptiness, or it could mean something waiting, holding its breath. You sniff the air. The cool draft from the cave carries a faint smell of wet stone and dust. That is good. No strong musk, no rot. But you cannot rely on smell alone. A bear might have left days ago and the scent could have faded. You shift your weight, your hand grips the spear at your side. Your heart beats steady, not fast. Fear is useful, but panic is not. You need to decide. This shelter could mean the difference between life and death for your people. But stepping inside without knowing what lives there could mean the same. You take one step closer, then another. You crouch at the threshold, peering into the gloom. It is time to read the signs. You kneel down and examine the dirt at your feet. The ground here is dry, packed hard by wind and rain. But there are marks. Shallow impressions, faint. You brush your fingers over them. They are human prints. Yours from a previous season? Or someone else's? Hard to tell. They are weathered, days old at least. You look closer. Next to the human prints, there is something else. A deeper, heavier impression. You trace its shape with your finger. It is round, wider than your hand. 5 toe marks at the front, a broad palm behind. A bear paw. Your stomach tightens, but the print is also worn, edges softened by time. Not fresh. Not today. Maybe yesterday. Maybe longer. You press your palm into the print. The dirt is cool, not warm. That is a good sign. A recent print would still hold the animal's heat. You lean forward and sniff the air near the entrance. Deep breath. Slow. Let the scent settle on your tongue. Wet stone. Dust. A hint of dry grass. But no strong, sweet musk. That is the smell you are dreading. The smell of bear urine, marking a den. If you smell that, you turn around. You do not enter. But here, the air is clean. A bear may have passed through, but it did not stay long enough to claim this place. You look up at the limestone walls. The surface is rough, pitted by thousands of years of water. But there, near the right side of the entrance, you see lines. Long, horizontal scratches running from waist height up to above your head. 5 parallel grooves, evenly spaced. Claw marks, a bear stretching upward, scratching its back against the stone. You step closer. The scratches are old. The edges are smooth, not sharp. No fresh stone chips on the ground below. This was last season, or the season before, a bear used this cave, but not recently. You step back. The signs are mixed. The prints say bear was here, but not today. The walls say bear was here, but long ago. The air says no one is home now. You have a choice. You can walk away, find another shelter. Or you can go deeper and make sure. You reach for the fire stick tucked into your belt. You need light. You need to see what waits in the dark. You strike the fire stick against a piece of flint. Sparks fly. You catch one on a dried mushroom you keep in a pouch. It catches, smolders, then blooms into a small flame. You touch it to a bundle of resinous pine twigs. The torch crackles to life. The flame flickers as you step into the main chamber. The light dances on the walls, revealing a space larger than you expected. The ceiling arches high overhead, stained black from old fires. Someone has been here before. Not a bear. People. The smell of old ash fills your nose. You feel a little relief, but you do not let your guard down. You move deeper. The floor is uneven, littered with rocks and debris. Your eyes adjust to the shifting light. In the far corner, you see something that makes you stop. A pile of moss and leaves, carefully arranged in a shallow depression. A nest. A bear's bed. You approach slowly, torch held out in front of you. The nest is dry, the moss pulled into a thick mat. A few bones lie scattered nearby. Long bones. Ribs. The ends are gnawed, cracked open for marrow. Not human. Deer, maybe. You nudge one with your toe. It is dry, no meat left. This nest has not been used for days at least. You look around. The chamber is quiet. Too quiet. Your breath echoes. The torch hisses. Then you hear it. A low, rumbling growl from a dark recess near the back wall. Your heart pounds. Your hand tightens on the spear. The growl is deep, guttural, vibrating through the stone floor. It is not loud. It is patient. It is a warning. You freeze. The flame flickers. You cannot see what made the sound. The darkness beyond the torchlight is absolute. But you know it is there. A bear. Or something else. You ask yourself the question that every scout before you has asked. Is it sleeping or is it watching? You take a slow step backward. The growl stops. Silence falls again. Your mind races. You could throw the torch at it, blind it, and run. Or you could wait, see if it comes to you. Neither option is good. The cave is not empty, but maybe it is not owned either. You need to know which one is true. You need to know if you can claim this place or if you must flee. The answer is waiting in the dark. The growl fades. You stand frozen, torch in one hand, spear in the other. The dark recess gives nothing away. You need to know if the bear is here now or just left its mark. You start with the floor. Slowly you crouch, keeping your eyes fixed on that black hole in the wall. You press your palm flat against the stone beside you. It is cold. You shift your hand forward toward the bedding you saw earlier. There. A patch of floor near the dried grass is warm. Damp warmth, the kind an animal leaves after lying still for hours. Your fingers trace the shape. It is the size of a bear's body, but not hot. The heat is fading. The bear left not long ago, maybe a few hours. Maybe when it heard you coming, you behold your breath. Listen. The cave is silent, except for the hiss of your torch and the distant drip of water. You strain for the rhythmic breathing of a sleeping bear. Nothing. You listen for the whimper of cubs. Nothing. That is good. A mother with cubs would be deadly. She would not have left them alone. So this bear is solitary, probably a male, out hunting or patrolling its territory. But you must check one more thing. You look at the bedding arrangement. The dry grass and moss is piled in a shallow depression near the back wall, not scattered randomly. It is a nest, a bear's winter bed. Archaeologists studying sites like Grotte de la Vaufray in southwestern France found patterns just like this. Jean-Philippe Rigaud and his team noted that cave bears arranged their bedding deliberately, sometimes using the same spot for years. The depression here is deep, well used. This is a den. But the warmth is faint. The bedding is undisturbed. No fresh droppings near the entrance. The bear is not home. It might return, it almost certainly will. But right now, the cave belongs to no one. The question is whether you can make it yours before the owner comes back. Your muscles are tense, your breath is shallow. You have a choice. Leave and find another shelter before nightfall. Or stay and prepare for a confrontation. The scout who hesitates dies in the cold. You decide. You will claim it anyway. The cave is empty. For now. You act fast. The bear could return at any moment. You need to make this place feel like yours, smell like yours, be dangerous for any other creature to enter. First, you gather dry pine needles and a handful of sage from your pouch. The sage is strong, bitter, a smell that lingers. You strike your firestone against your knife. Sparks catch the pine. A small flame rises near the entrance of the cave. You feed it carefully, adding a few twigs, then a branch. The smoke curls upward, carrying the scent of pine and sage into the chamber. This is not just for warmth. The smoke lays down human scent. It masks the bear's scent and tells any animal that this place is claimed. You add more sage, the air turns sharp. Good. Next, you need a barrier. You drag thorny branches from a bush near the entrance. The branches are thick with long, sharp spines. You pile them across the opening, weaving them together, creating a painful wall. No bear will push through that without getting torn. But it is not enough. A determined bear can rip through thorns. You need something more. You look for large rocks, sharp, angular ones. You carry them one by one to the entrance, setting them inside the thorn barrier. They are not tied down. They are just sitting there, waiting for a nose to push against them. If the bear shoves its head through, the rocks will shift and fall, giving you warning. Then you build a sleeping platform. The floor is cold, damp. You find flat stones and lay them in a rough rectangle near the back wall, away from the entrance. You cover them with dry grass, thick and springy. Archaeologists have found sleeping platforms in Neanderthal sites dating back over 50,000 years. Sometimes they used moss, sometimes animal hide. You use what you have. The platform lifts you off the cold ground, away from drafts. It also keeps you out of reach of any small scavengers that might crawl in during the night. You test it. It is firm, not comfortable, but warmer than the stone. You stash your pack beside it, the torch is burning low. You let it die, but keep the fire going near the entrance. The smoke will keep the scent strong. You sit down, spear across your knees. The cave is dark now, lit only by the orange glow of the fire. You wait. You listen. The fire crackles. The cave is warm. You are half dozing, spear in hand. Then you hear it. A sound outside, a crunch. Gravel shifting under weight, your eyes snap open. The firelight flickers against the thorn barrier. Something large is out there. A heavy breath. Then another crunch. Closer now. It is the bear. It has come back. You reach for a large stone you place near your sleeping platform. It is the size of your fist, sharp on one side. You stand, moving quietly toward the entrance, staying low. The thorns rustle. A dark shape pushes against them. You see a massive head, thick fur, dull eyes reflecting the firelight. The bear snorts. It does not like the smoke. It does not like the thorns. But it knows this cave. It wants in. You do not wait. You hurl the stone with all your strength. It strikes the bear's shoulder. The animal grunts, surprised. You shout. Loud, fierce, a roar of your own. Get out! This is mine! The bear backs up a step, shaking its head. It is not afraid. It is confused. You grab another stone. Throw again. This one hits its snout. The bear snarls, a sound that shakes the air. It paws at its nose. You shout again, stamping your feet. The fire catches the movement. The bear sees you, a human shape, bold and loud. It hesitates, but then it lowers its head and charges. The thorns tear at its face. It roars in pain and rage, but it keeps coming. You scramble backward, eyes searching the walls. There, a ledge, waist-high, jutting from the cave wall. You jump onto it, turning to face the entrance. The bear forces its head through the thorns, shaking them, bleeding from a dozen cuts. It is angry now. You brace your spear against the rock, the sharpened point aimed at the bear's chest. The animal lunges. The spear point digs into its shoulder. The bear twists, howling. You shove harder. The point sinks deeper. Blood wells around the wound. The bear pulls back, shaking its head. It stares at you, then at the fire, then at the blood on its fur. It backs away, one step, two. Then it turns and crashes into the darkness outside. The thorns settle. Silence returns. Your hands are shaking, but the cave is yours. You stand on the ledge, spear still held out, your breath coming in sharp gasps. The darkness beyond the thorn pile is silent. No growl, no heavy footfall, just the crackle of the fire and the thud of your own heart. You wait. 1 minute, 2, your legs tremble. The bear is gone. Slowly, you lower the spear. You step down from the ledge, your feet finding the stone floor. The fire has burned low, but it still casts a warm glow around the cave. The thorns are tangled at the entrance, a messy barrier but an effective one. Blood glistens on a few of the spikes. The bear's blood. You need to make sure it does not come back. First, you bank the fire, you push the embers together, add more dry wood from the pile you gathered earlier. Smoke curls upward and the flames grow steady. Light is your best friend tonight. Then you turn to the entrance. The thorns are good, but they are not enough. You need something heavier. You scan the cave floor. There. A scatter of stones, some as big as your head, others the size of a child's torso. You roll them one by one toward the gap, stacking them against the thorn pile. Each rock is a door. Each rock says, "This is mine now." You work until your arms ache. The pile is waist high now, a solid wall of stone and thorn. No bear will push through that easily. You step back and look at the fire, the wall, the dark cave behind you. It is not perfect, but it is yours. You sit down close to the flames. The heat seeps into your skin. Your hands stop shaking. You wrap your arms around your knees and stare into the fire. The cave is quiet. The bear is gone, and you are alive. You think about the moment when it charged. You think about the spear point sinking into its shoulder. You think about the courage it takes to stand your ground. That courage is not given. It is built. One scare at a time. One night at a time. One fight at a time. You lean back against the cave wall. The rock is cool, but the fire is warm. You close your eyes. You will sleep in shifts tonight, but for now, you breathe. The cave holds you, and you hold the fire. You sit by the fire and your mind drifts. This is not the first time a person has done this. Not the first time someone has faced a bear, won a cave, built a wall of stone and thorn. You have heard stories from the old ones. They told you that your people learned from the bears. Bears choose caves that face south, that stay dry, that have good drainage. They have clawed their way into the same rock chambers for thousands of years. And your people watched. You learned the signs, the smooth look of a sleeping den, the scratch marks on the walls, the faint musky smell of fur and earth. You are not the only ones who know this. Far away, other humans also read the same signs. They live in different lands, speak different tongues. But they too check the ground for tracks before entering. They too feel the air for warmth and scent. They too build walls when the cave is empty and hope the bear stays away. This knowledge travels across time. Your grandparents taught your parents taught you. And one day, you will teach your children. The lesson is simple. A cave is a gift, but only if you know how to claim it. Bear caves are warm and dry, but they are also dangerous. You must read the signs. You must be ready to fight. You must know when to run. You look around the cave. The walls are smooth, carved by water and time. The firelight dances on the stone. The bones of old meals lie scattered near the back. Bear bones. You will not eat those, but you will use the ideas they carry. Tomorrow, you will gather more wood. You will carve new spears. You will check the entrance at dawn and dusk. You will live here until the cold passes, and when you leave, the cave will wait. A new bear may find it. A new human may find it. The cycle continues. But tonight, you are the one who sits inside the stone belly of the earth, safe, warm, alive. You have done what your ancestors did. You have claimed a den from a bear. You have earned the right to shelter. You touch the rock beside you. It is cold, but it is yours. And somewhere out there, the bear moves through the dark forest. It remembers. It will find another place to rest. So will you. But not tonight. Tonight, the cave holds you, and that is enough.